Hello and welcome back to Mirror Review. Did you know that Starbucks, the global coffee giant, faced a bitter defeat in the land of kangaroos? Despite their worldwide acclaim, with over 35,000 stores worldwide, Starbucks' Australian venture brewed up a storm of losses amounting to over $100 million. Starbucks' story is one of unparalleled global success, with its green mermaid logo recognized across continents. However, when Starbucks ventured into Australia, things didn't go as planned. Today we're going to see the 5 key reasons behind this unexpected failure. So, grab your flat white, and let's explore how even the mightiest can falter when they overlook the importance of local tastes and preferences. Number 1. Starbucks' one-size-fits-all approach failed to resonate with the Australian palate. In a land where coffee is not just a beverage but a cultural cornerstone, Starbucks' standardized menu was a misstep. Australians cherish their coffee, with 88% expressing their love for it. They consume 1.91 kilograms of coffee per person annually, yet only 5% of their cafes are part of big chains. This is a nation that prefers its coffee strong and flavorful, a stark contrast to the ventis and frappuccinos that Starbucks is known for. The Australian coffee scene thrives in cozy, independent cafes that focus on quality, not quantity. Here, 78% of coffee lovers choose their drink based on taste and quality, and a significant 39% prefer espresso drinks over instant coffee. Starbucks, with its one-size-fits-all approach, failed to resonate with the Australian palate, which favors a robust and rich coffee experience. Moreover, the critique of Starbucks' menu in Australia was clear: it did not align with the local taste for artisanal coffee. The chain's offerings were seen as overly sweet and lacking the authentic coffee kick that Australians sought. This misalignment with the local coffee culture was a fundamental reason for Starbucks' struggle in Australia, where the coffee market is expected to grow at an annual rate of 4.6% from 2024 to 2028, with specialty coffee being a major contributing factor. In a country that celebrates the art of coffee making, Starbucks' cookie-cutter approach was not just a business error, it was a cultural faux pas. Number 2. The Australian coffee market is fiercely protective of its local businesses. Starbucks' entry into Australia was akin to a single drop in an ocean of established coffee aficionados. In a market where independent cafes and local chains are not just businesses but cultural institutions, Starbucks struggled to carve out its niche. Australia's streets are mixed of espresso machines and lathe art, with over 20,000 independent coffee shops that command the loyalty of coffee connoisseurs. The American coffee giant's model, which revolutionized coffee consumption globally, found itself clashing with a sophisticated coffee culture that values uniqueness and local flavor. In Australia, coffee isn't just a drink, it's a ritual, a social binder, and a sign of local craftsmanship. Starbucks, with its global brand uniformity, faced an uphill battle against local establishments that boasted a deep understanding of their clientele's preferences. Moreover, the Australian coffee market is fiercely protective of its local businesses, with many consumers preferring to support homegrown chains and independents. This sentiment only intensified the competition for Starbucks, which was seen as an outsider. The result? A struggle to stand out in a crowded market where every corner had a cafe with its own story, its blend, and a personal touch that Starbucks' standardized offerings couldn't match. In the end, Starbucks' underestimation of Australia's competitive coffee landscape was a lesson in the importance of localizing global brands. It's a reminder that sometimes the power of local can eclipse even the mightiest of global presences. Number 3. Aggressive expansion strategy without a solid understanding of the market. Starbucks' foray into Australia was marked by an aggressive expansion strategy that saw the coffee giant open nearly 90 locations by 2008. However, this rapid growth led to store rivalry, with too many outlets fighting for the same customers. By the end of that year, Starbucks had to close over 70% of those stores due to sustained low sales. This expansion approach was a classic case of quantity over quality. Starbucks stores were often just a stone's throw away from each other, diluting the brand's presence and overwhelming the market. Instead of creating a loyal customer base, the proximity of stores led to a diffusion of sales, with each store eating into the potential profits of its neighbor. The impact was significant. Starbucks Australia posted losses of over $100 million before finally turning a profit after more than 2 decades in the market. The lesson here is clear: an aggressive expansion strategy without a solid understanding of the market can lead to self-competition and a drain on resources. For Starbucks, this meant learning the hard way that in the coffee business, less can sometimes be more. Number 4. Australians were less inclined to embrace American coffee due to economic uncertainty. When Starbucks first brewed its way into Australia in 2000, the economic climate was as challenging as a double-shot espresso on a jittery stock market morning. The dot-com bubble had just burst, and the frothy days of easy capital were replaced by the bitter aftertaste of financial restraint. Consumer spending was tightening faster than the lid on a takeaway coffee cup, with discretionary spending falling as a share of the total wallet. The tech wreck had left consumers wary, and the appetite for premium-priced lattes was lukewarm at best. Starbucks, known for its premium coffee experience, found itself in an environment where consumers were more inclined to pocket their dollars than spend on Frappuccino. The company's expansion coincided with a period where household budgets were under pressure, and non-discretionary spending took precedence over cafe culture indulgences. In this economic context, Starbucks' proposition of a third place, a comfortable space between work and home, was a hard sell. Australians, grappling with economic uncertainty, were less inclined to embrace the American coffee culture that Starbucks epitomized. As a result, the struggle gained traction in a market that was tightening its belt and holding on to its coins, a lesson in timing that even the most successful global brands can sometimes learn the hard way. Number 5. Starbucks' premium pricing approach was out of sync during an economic downturn. Starbucks' venture into Australia came with a price tag that was a hard pill to swallow for the value-conscious Aussie consumer. In a country where the average cappuccino at a local cafe costs about $3.50 Australian dollars, Starbucks charged a steep $4.50 for its equivalent, marking a 29% premium. This disparity in pricing was more than just a few extra coins. It was a significant gap for Australians who knew they could get a high-quality coffee for less. The Australian consumer, savvy and prudent, was accustomed to a competitive coffee market where good coffee didn't have to come with a hefty price. The local cafes not only offered a warm, personalized experience but also provided their coffee at prices that reflected the economic sensibilities of the time. Starbucks, in contrast, seemed to miss the memo on Australia's economic landscape after the dot-com bubble burst, where every dollar spent was scrutinized. In a period marked by economic caution, where consumers were tightening their belts, Starbucks' premium pricing strategy was out of sync with the fiscal prudence of the Australian market. The coffee giant's failure to adapt its pricing to the local context was a costly oversight, contributing to its inability to gain a strong foothold in the Australian coffee scene. It's a reminder that understanding the value equation from the consumer's perspective is not just important, it's essential. As we've seen, Starbucks' stumble in Australia was a blend of cultural missteps and strategic oversights. From ignoring local coffee culture to an overzealous expansion, the coffee giant's Australian venture serves as a potent reminder of the need for global brands to adapt and respect local nuances. What does this saga reveal about the critical role of cultural intelligence in international business? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Also, what's your take on Starbucks' misadventure? And what other global business blunders or successes should we unpack next? Share your insights and suggestions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.